Hello, happy December 7th. Today I want to talk about the historical origin of the term spin. Now if you've been watching the kinds of videos that I make and some of the other videos that other people make, you'll have heard of this term spin and how the Higgs boson must be spin zero and how electrons can have spin up and spin down. Well, it really helps to understand what the term spin means. If you really want to understand, you've got to know a lot about special relativity and quantum mechanics, and it basically is there to make the equations balance. It has weird effects. But the historical origin of the term spin actually comes from a very old model of the atom, known as the Bohr model. Basically, what he said was, well, he knew that the atom had a nucleus in the middle made of protons and neutrons, and there are electrons whizzing around the outside. And so Bohr said, this looks very much like a solar system, where you have a sun in the centre, that's the nucleus, and you have the planets going around, and those are the electrons. And so one of the first models of the atom was basically a miniature solar system. But when you add it all up, and add up all the angular momentum with the electrons going around, you end up with an extra factor of a half. And this can't be seen. There's no measurement that will actually say, oh, you know, here's the extra factor of a half, it's a slight wiggle going up and down as it goes around. No, there's nothing like that. So what was proposed was there was an additional kind of angular momentum, and it was like the Earth spinning on its axis, and that gave this extra factor of a half. And that is the historical reason why we call this spin. It's just like a planet going around the sun, spinning on its own axis. It gives you an extra factor of a half. You can't see it at those scales, but it's there. Now it turns out the Bohr model of the atom was wrong on many, many levels. But because particle physics is a historical science in the sense, we end up lumbered with these kinds of terms. And so we have this term spin, which has survived to the current day. And it's now one of those terms that doesn't really mean what it initially meant. It's a very abstract mathematical concept. And yet we still have this idea of planets spinning, and that's where we got it from. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for another video. One of my favourite parts about Christmas is the shopping. Well, I come from Cheshire in northwest England, and we're known there for our crafts. So we have, you know, lots of lace making, candle makers, that kind of thing. And you can get fantastic gifts in the local Christmas markets. About a week ago, I was in Hamburg in Germany for a conference, and they had a wonderful Christmas market there. They even had a small Christmas train going around the outside, and I love trains. But this is what caught my eye most of all. I love to see new gadgets and new toys come out around Christmas. And so this looks like rusted metal, right? It's actually chocolate. Chocolate cogs, or chocolate hammer which broke. And so I'll be sharing that with my housemate sometime before Christmas. But yeah, one of my favourite things is shopping and finding the latest trends, and this is a touch of genius. I really love the Christmas fairs.